Georgetown is a historic and shopping district in northwest Washington, located along the Potomac River. Why did I decide to make a separate video about this place? Georgetown appeared 40 years before the foundation of Washington. Sounds like something that needs to be studied in more detail. My name is Yegor Yeremyev, you're watching Smapse TV, and I'm continuing my journey around the United States of America. We're now in Washington, more precisely in one of its districts, which existed before the American capital itself. There is a countless number of people doing sports here, joggers. One of the main sports here is rowing. There you can actually see them around here, rowing and riding bicycles. Really, a lot of people do that here. This is not just a district, but a whole corner of history that appeared on the map before the US Capitol was even founded. That is, when Washington as a capital did not even exist yet, Georgetown was already a bustling trading town. Its official founding date is 1751, when it was a part of the colony of Maryland. Even earlier, in 1632, English fur trader Henry Fleet documented an American Indian village called Tahoga here, and established trade with the Nacotchtank people. But today, Georgetown is a historic district with a special vibe. Cozy cobbled street, old mansions, and the most expensive houses in the city, so naturally the rich and famous, and of course, politicians were always striving to get here. Some lived here before the presidency, others after leaving the White House. John Kennedy and Jacqueline lived here in the 1950s while John was a senator, after Kennedy, Bill and Hillary Clinton moved to Georgetown. They settled here in the early 2000s when Hillary became a senator from New York. George and Laura Bush moved here for a short time after the presidential term ended. Georgetown once also attracted the founding fathers of the United States. Thomas Jefferson and James Madison were frequent visitors to the area when Washington was just becoming the political center of the country. Lyndon Johnson, the 36th president of the United States, regularly appeared here during his political career. In addition to presidents, Georgetown has also been home to major political figures. Al Gore, the former U.S. Vice President, owned a house near the White House, and Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State, not only lived in the area but also taught at Georgetown University, one of the most prestigious educational institutions in America. We've already discussed and explored this university on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe to find more interesting about foreign education. It was founded in 1789 by the priest John Carroll. The main university building is the Gothic Healy Hall. The Exorcist was filmed here, but let's not focus on Georgetown University now. This institution deserves its own video, and it is already on the channel, so check it out. There are cannons by the university. Would you like your university to have cannons? What if someone attacks the university? What if they come for knowledge and decide to take it from you? Interestingly, if I ask you to name the most prestigious universities in America, you will most likely name Yale, Harvard, Stanford, or MIT, but no one will mention Georgetown. When you walk from the center of Washington, from the Capitol and the memorials to Georgetown, you walk along the river, along a beautiful embankment. Washington has now become Georgetown, and I'm now walking along this beautiful embankment. Just beautiful. You can see the park over there, and the embankment, and people are rowing over there, and this is what this area was like in the 1960s. This is the past of this area. There used to be factories and a port here, but they've revamped it. The Potomac River was what attracted the first traders because it was perfect for transporting goods. In the mid-18th century, Scottish merchant and landowner George Gordon built a house on the riverbank to inspect tobacco that was shipped down the Potomac. There already was a trading post here at the time, but after the inspection house appeared, warehouses, piers, and entire blocks of buildings began to grow around it. All this quickly developed into a thriving port city that became an important center of trade for colonial Maryland. In 1751, the provincial government decided to make the whole thing official and bought 60 acres of land from Gordon and his neighbor George Bill for only £280. Some say that Georgetown got its name from King George II, who ruled Great Britain at the time, although some believe that the name could have been given in honor of George Bill, who also, along with Gordon, had his land bought out. The first mayor of Georgetown was merchant Robert Peter, who made his fortune in the tobacco trade. The city developed. Not only houses and warehouses are built, but also churches. By early 19th century, it already had banks, newspapers, and trading companies. One of the first banks was the Mechanics and Farmers Bank, founded in 1814. Followed by the Bank of Washington, and then the Patriotic Bank. In the 1790s, Georgetown became a place where life was in full swing day and night. Famous taverns operated here: the City, the Union Tavern, and the Columbian Inn. City Tavern has survived to this day, but now it's a private social club. It was in Georgetown that George Washington negotiated the purchase of land for the new capital. He was assisted by the merchant Benjamin Stoddard, the man who would later become the first United States Secretary of the Navy. Georgetown was the place where the key agreement was made to transfer land for the future capital. In 1800, the capital of the United States officially moved from Philadelphia to Washington, and Georgetown became one of 3 administrative units of the new county, along with Washington and Alexandria. During this period, the city continued to prosper as an important trading center, but over the years, the Potomac began to slit up and large ships could no longer enter the port. In 1828, they began to build a canal to solve the problem, while at the same time developing railways, which became a faster logistics option. Georgetown wasn't just defined by trade. In the 19th century, Georgetown was one of the centers of the slave economy. In the 1850s, it had a large African-American population, both free and enslaved. Slave markets had existed in Georgetown since 1760. It would be 100 years before Congress would ban slavery in the county. At the end of the 19th century, Georgetown suffered a devastating flood, and from that moment on, the city began to decline economically. But due to this economic downturn, Georgetown preserved its unique architecture. Many old houses have remained virtually untouched. Walking around the beautiful Georgetown, one can imagine what it was like here just 100 years ago. There are still sawmills, cement factories, flour mills, and even a meat packing plant here. The neat, polished embankment here was lined with old factory chimneys and crematorium smokestacks. The riverbank had a power plant that supplied power to the Washington streetcar. The canal, once an important transportation artery, had shut down and after the flood was sold to later become a national park. This is an old canal. They threw on some boards. Looks like they used to move things around. This is what the canal looks like, and all this is residential. People live here. As already said, there used to be factories here. There was also a port, and now none of that is here. Now everything is neat, well decorated, a lot of different shops. Nowadays, the embankment is decked with the Ritz-Carlton and Four Seasons hotels, luxury and boutique shops, cozy cafes, and upscale restaurants. But, once there used to be a crematorium and a sawmill. What else in Georgetown is appealing for tourists? Well, first of all, it's a shopping paradise. There are almost 500 local businesses, cozy bookstores, designer shops. You can walk into one of the oldest antique picture shops, where they sell engravings that are more than 200 years old. Here you can find the store where Frank Sinatra himself dressed. In addition to boutiques, classic American steakhouses are a must-visit, as well as coffee shops and the Old Stone House built in 1765. it still stands on the Am Street without even thinking of collapsing. Interestingly, the building is not a museum with an artificially recreated environment, it is a real building from those times that has been preserved without reconstruction. Georgetown was home to the Volta Laboratory and Bureau, created by Alexander Graham Bell. Here, Bell conducted experiments, tested acoustic devices, and came up with ways for people to talk over distances. The telephone was originally called a voice communication apparatus, but clearly the name did not stick. You know what the pink store is called over there? Call your mother. Call your mommy. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked this city and the video, give it a like and subscribe, of course. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.